Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how to cut a ball dress. So this is the ball dress I'm going to be making. So I'm going to be showing you how I cut it from cutting to sewing. So I want you to stay back and watch. The fabric I use is an organza material. For the cream organza, I use 6 yards of the cream organza, and for the other one I use as the design, I use just 2 yards. So this is the length, this is the measurement I'm going to be working with this right now, as you can see it on the screen. So I want you to stay back and watch. So this is the fabric I'm going to be using, and it's called organza. Don't know what it's called in your own language, but here we call it organza. So the baby girl half length is 9 inches. So that is what I just removed from here. I removed 9 inches, while the baby girl length is 27. Our length is 27. So I'm going to add 1 inches to it. I'll be adding 1 inches. That 1 inches is for sewing allowance. So I'm going to cut it out now. I'll be cutting it out. Can you see that? So I'll be cutting it in 2 places. I'll cut that, then I'll be cutting the other step because it's 2 steps. So this one that I just cut now is for 1 step. Can you see that? So this is for 1 step. This is for the longer step. Then I'll be cutting the short step now. So I'm going to cut the second step now. I'll cut it out. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be cutting the doll face. That I'm going to first turn it. This is not lining, no. This is the one that is going to be under the organza material. And if you remember, when I want to cut the organza, I cut 27. So whenever you want to cut the doll face, what you will do is you will minus -1, depending on the style you are doing. But for me, I'm going to -1 from the length of the organza, just to be a little bit shorter from the length of the organza. Sure, you understand? Do you understand what I mean by that? So I'll just -1 inches from. So this is tappeta I'm going to be using for the lining. I'll be using tappeta for the lining, so I'm going to be cutting it out. And also I'm going to cut I'll be cutting hard net too, and I'll be showing you how I always do my hard net, how I always add my hard net to my baby ball dress. So I'll be cutting out this is for the lining. This is what I always use for the lining. I always use a tappeta for a ball dress lining. So what I always do whenever I want to cut the lining is, when I want to cut the doll face, I minus it by 1. But whenever I want to cut the lining, I will minus it by 2. You understand? 1 inch, like 1 inch lesser, 1 inch lesser. So this one now is going to be 2 inch lesser, so that it will not be showing under. That's how I always do. So this one that I just dropped now is what I'm going to be adding my hard net with. So now this is the hard net I'm going to be using. I'll be using this one. So So this is the hardness. So this one is enough for what I want to do. So I'll be cutting this one in 2 places because this is 2 pieces. I'll be showing you how I'll do that later by the time I want to sew it in the sewing section. So this is the fabric I'm going to be using for the half length. So I already cut out the body measurement. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be doing the shape. So for the girl shoulder, our shoulder is 8. Our shoulder is 9 rather. Sorry for that. Our shoulder is 9 plus plus half inch sewing allowance. So that's why you see that. So the same thing I use for the shoulder, I always do it for my armhole. So I'll be using 5 inches. Can you see? So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is I will be doing the neckline. So I'm going to be using 2 1/4 for the neckline. Then for the depth of the neckline, I'll be using 3 inches. 3 1/4 like that is okay for the depth line. Then shoulder slant, I'll be using 1/2 inch 1/4 for the shoulder slant. I'll be using 1/2 inch 1/4 for the shoulder slants. Can you see that? So the next thing I'll be doing now is let me do the back bodies, because that first one I did was the front. So let me cut it out. Next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to be cutting it out. So this is it after cutting. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut out the interfacing. I'll be cutting this with interfacing. Can you see that? So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut the one I had at the down part of the organza. So I'll be cutting. This is what. Thanks so much for watching my YouTube channel. So I'll be posting the video on how I sew this style that I show you. So if today is the first time of watching my YouTube channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much. I love you. Bye.